Who's the number one driver?
I'm Elle.
And I'm Pat, and we are Paddock 43.
And this is your F1 fix.
If we look tired,
It's because we
are. We've been up very early. It was a 6 a.m. race start, but honestly, that's actually not that bad, and I usually get up really early. But then I missed my alarm, so I even missed the start of the race, which was not very delightful.
I know. Well,
I can't believe I missed the start. Like, we had an opportunity to watch a good race, and then I can't yet.
Well, I think we need to start as well with, we were so bummed because we almost got a viewing party over the line.
I know.
We were so close.
Guys, we were going to do something really epic for everyone, and it just...
It
didn't work out.
And it was a bummer because we literally found out a week prior. So by that point, it was too late to then try and get the ball rolling with something else. And we were like, we need to tell our listeners. So that was a bit of a bummer, but... And then we kind of had something else in the works, but then in the end I was like, Elle, I'll come over. We've got some delicious coffee from St. Ali.
Yeah, so St. Ali, they sent over some coffee for us to enjoy. So they sent over the Wide Awake blend and the Orthodox blend.
What am I drinking?
Then we had, they gave us little cups as well. Cups and saucers. One says, they say feel good underneath them.
They're very
cute.
Italian.
I know. Pat was like,
very up my
where's
alley.
my biscuit? And I was like...
where's my biscotti, Elle? I forget that Elle doesn't have sweet treats here.
I know.
So I have to bring them.
We can't have sweet treats in this house because we'll eat them all. But, yeah, so we had little coffee, which was nice. Tom made us a little barista coffee. Being an old coffee person himself, I just can't get comfortable today.
Ex-barista.
I'm just ex-barista, ex-cafe owner. Ex-cafe, coffee snob. No, still coffee snob.
Forever coffee snob.
Forever coffee snob. But yeah, look, it was a great time to watch the race. It was excellent. I really enjoyed it. It was a really good race as well, which is why I'm bummed that I missed the start of the race. And I can't believe, we rarely get to record right after a race. Mm-hmm. This feels very real time. Behind the camera right now, we still have the TV on.
Yeah, we've still got the coverage going on behind the camera. I remember, do you know what? Do you remember, for those that listened to the Luke episode...
Yeah.
When Luke we asked him about his favourite races and he was like, anything with an M is always good. He's like, Miami, Melbourne, Montreal. And I was like, yeah, he's not wrong.
Monaco,
yeah. He's not. Actually, he didn't end up saying Monza, though.
Didn't he?
No, he didn't.
That's Luke Smith, by the way, which was our fantastic episode with Luke, especially on his
F1
book.
Journalist.
On the Grid. Very good book.
Happy birthday, Luke. It was his birthday this week, and if you're listening, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Luke. Happy 30th birthday.
Happy 30th.
You look like you had an epic celebration in Miami.
Great place to celebrate your 30th.
Pat, I think we have to talk, though, first up.
What are we starting off? Hit me.
I want to start with the liveries.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh. Okay, we had the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. So Miami, the teams do a special livery. Look,
not every team.
Obviously, it comes at a cost. If you can hear little footprints going on in the background, that is my dog right now walking around. But it comes at a cost to do the deliveries. So you understand why, you don't really have everyone doing them. They're kind of like, hey, we'd rather spend the money on the car or hiring someone, a new engineer or something like that.
But then, yeah.
Look, the first one to come out was Ferrari. And
saying I'm disappointed is an understatement.
It looked like the inkjet printer ran out.
Well, I think those... I think the memes that came out where they're like drivers sitting in their little HP printers made it better. I'm like, did they do a shit job for the content? I think the boys looked really good in the race suits.
No, they looked like the Visa Cash App team.
Yeah.
The Ferrari livery suit looked like the Visa Cash App team. The whole thing was just wrong. There was all these memes like Isack being like, hey, did you copy us?
Do you know at one point actually
and then someone was like, oh, they missed Carlos.
I know. Well, when I saw Charles at one point out in his suit and I thought for a second I saw Carlos, which was funny. Yeah. And also I'm like, do you remember last year, what they did last year?
Vaguely, yes.
Where they did a play on
it was the blue
Dino and the other. And
it was beautiful. And then the car wasn't blue.
No, I know, but there was so much around it and them driving those cars. That was fantastic. The car was shit last year, that's true. As in driving the Ferrari cars into Miami. That was really good. This year they had none of that. So that was shit.
There was definitely no fanfare. And you just like, I was looking at all the promo pictures and I was like, even Lewis Hamilton's face looks disappointed. Speaking of Lewis Hamilton, he's probably like, right, the Miami Grand Prix is just finished. Oh yeah, my Lewis hat.
He's not happy.
He's not happy with Ferrari. We'll get into that. But he would also be straight on a plane to New York for Met Gala.
True, of
Met Gala
course.
Monday in 12 hours.
Met Gala Monday.
But yeah, so the Ferrari livery.
No good.
Shocking.
Now, who was great?
And then Mercedes came out shortly after that. And you love it.
I love their uniforms.
Seeing George and Kimi in those uniforms, it was giving divorced dad taking his son.
Oh my God, no.
Everyone
looked so good, the whole team.
I thought their livery looked, and their uniform looked awful. I was like, what is this mismatch of maroon purple with like a little spray of pink? Like, you got to go one way or the other. Like, why do the
They were the good in between. And then who slayed?
Oh, look, even Steak did a better job than Mercedes. Like, Steaks looked great.
Yeah.
I mean, they obviously just did a play on the green. But the winner, we all agree, Visa Cash App. Thank
my
you
gosh.
for delivering how liveries should be.
Well, as you were saying before, talking about money and how it costs money, I'm like, this was the perfect marketing stunt, I guess. The amount of money that they would have gained back from all the traction they got. I actually think people became Visa Cash App fans this weekend purely because of it.
Yeah, I said this, and I did a post on this the other day, and I still stand by this, that Visa Cash App is the Gen Z team. They are targeting that new audience, and they're welcoming them in.
And Mercedes is trying to jump on that bandwagon. They're trying to get the boys, but they can't do it.
Up. They just had a little bit of pink, and then Visa Cash App were like,
slay.
Because George and Kimi were doing all these TikToks, and obviously Visa Cash App is known for their TikToks and their voiceovers. So they got George and Kimi doing one before Visa Cash App came out,
it wasn't as good.
And it was like, on Wednesdays we wear pink, and they've got like just a little bit of pink on their shoulder, and I was just like, ooh.
And then the Barbie memes came out with Visa Cash App.
Visa Cash App were like, pink, mic drop. It was so fucking good, and they're really welcoming this new audience.
Yeah,
obviously it was a play on the Red Bull berry flavour, sugar-free berry flavour. Which have you tried that?
No.
Tried that. But
I think Kat always says it's really good.
Yeah, so it was just so well done, so well delivered. The whole concept around it, that team knows what they're doing. That marketing team needs a raise.
Agreed.
They are creating excitement.
Need to write a
all
petition.
Fans. There are
Visa
teams
Cash
like,
App marketing team needs a raise. Petition,
Ferrari
right?
Would never though be able to do anything like this because they're Ferrari. They can't be too bold. They have to be strategic and honour their heritage, and that is fine. But do it in a better way.
Yeah, agreed.
Like that was
Get with
they
the times,
just ruined
Ferrari.
it.
Get with the times.
Look, I could go on and on and on.
Yeah, I think that's enough for liveries. I think we need to get into the news cycle. Into the news cycle we go. Okay, there's a bit on because we didn't record an episode last week. Well, we did, but we had an interview last week. So there's a bit going on in the news. So I've got a bit of a long list, but we'll get through it. Starting off with Pierre Gasly. This was a couple of weeks ago where he was saying he thinks he's going to be world champion next year. Pause for dramatic effect. I was like, sorry, I would love to see it happen, but it's not going to happen, and it's definitely not going to happen in Alpine.
And you don't put it out there, then there's definitely no chance of it happening.
At least just say something a little bit more realistic, but yeah, that's not happening. I don't know if you saw as well last week in the news, Carlos Sainz at Madrid circuit.
Yes. So he's there for the official plan. Well,
he's an ambassador.
Yeah.
So Carlos Sainz is an ambassador for the Madrid circuit, which is obviously very exciting because he's a Madrileño. He's a Madrid boy.
So he's actually helping plan it as well, which I think is what's exciting. Yeah. What makes that like interesting.
Yeah, which I actually think is fantastic because that is literally getting someone to be a part of the wider decisions that is actually impacted by the
and someone that's actually going to be driving on that track and knows what it. The disadvantage though is that I bet every other driver's like
they're probably whispering in his ear like, Carlos, make sure you do this, or like make sure we put it
turns right there,
make sure there's a hairpin right there,
can you make that little turn wider?
But that was interesting, and also because before at the end of the coverage, we've obviously got a triple header coming up. We've got Emilia Romagna, then Barcelona, and it said the farewell tour. So it's the last Barcelona
which
race,
we knew was coming.
Which we knew was coming. So next year, Madrid, we're coming for you. So excited! I love Madrid.
I wouldn't be surprised if you were in Spain for that.
Probably. I mean, we all know I've got family in Barcelona, but people always say, like even Luke, he said it's his least favourite track. So I'm excited for something new, something different.
Yeah, no, I'm saying for Madrid, I wouldn't be surprised if you went over for...
Yeah, I think probably. I would like to. I think we should get over there. Yeah. It's the... Yeah, it'll be a good one. But moving on.
This is happening. You know what you always say a lot? Moving on.
Oh, sorry. I just like to get...
But moving on.
I will correct myself. I just like to, get us rolling, get the ball rolling.
Sorry, I just felt like being a bitch in the morning.
No, it's good. I also need to stop saying like, so I need to be corrected on that. Did you see the news on the Kimi Antonelli documentary?
Yes.
What's it called? Like Seat? No. Seat?
Seat?
Or Seated or something? Seated?
I think it's...
Something.
It's one of the two.
Yeah, something
I have two thoughts on this, and I'm interested to hear. Obviously, I'm very excited for this because love Kimi, and he's obviously an excellent driver, and he's pretty much been born and raised to be a driver, and he's been very nurtured by Toto
And he's
Wolff.
a future world champion.
He's doing exceptionally well for a rookie, and it's pretty iconic going to a team like Ferrari, not Ferrari, Mercedes. But also, is it too soon to have his own documentary?
Nah.
I don't think, reckon.
Look how well he's performing.
I know he's performing well, but like, imagine if he had a full year under his belt.
Oscar didn't get a documentary.
Yeah. But imagine if he had a full year under his belt.
Yeah.
Before he...
I think...
Like, is it too soon?
I think it's more because it's incredibly iconic that he got that seat. A seat that was held by...
I get that. I mean, I'm excited to watch regardless.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be amazing.
There's obviously reasoning behind it. There'll be money. And look, they can obviously see that he is going to... The potential that he has and the entertainment factor. Italian fans are huge as well. So, it's been a while before... we did have Giovinazzi, but he wasn't.
So WhatsApp actually are the major sponsor for this documentary. And obviously it's going to be... I think it's going to be on Netflix.
It's Netflix, yeah. It's a Netflix documentary.
But I actually think WhatsApp could have done something really cool here and said it's exclusive to watching on WhatsApp. So you watch it on your phone or something like that. And they make everyone download WhatsApp. Anyway,
everyone has WhatsApp already,
I know, but I just thought that it could have been a cool thing.
Yeah, it could have been. Could have been.
How are you feeling after this coffee, by the way? Because this one that we're having is only mid-strength. This one, it's called Wide Awake for a reason, and it's full strength. Anyway.
There you go.
Maybe you should.
And that's why that one's called Orthodox. Yeah, true.
Sorry.
It is delicious coffee, by the way. But you saw the, red carpet, the purple carpet for F1 Academy?
Yeah, so F1 Academy had their Netflix launch. Premiere for the F1 Academy version of Drive to Survive. Two things on this. I don't think there was enough social coverage of it. Agreed. I think they could have got more people involved. A lot of influencers I noticed are not working really with the F1 this year. They're doing things with Liquid IV or Visa Cash App. That's kind of where it stayed. But then I was like, why has F1 Academy not done this? I also got told recently on the download that F1 Academy cut a lot of their influencers that they were working with last year because they couldn't afford to pay them anymore. So there's obviously budget constraints there. But then at the premiere, all the VIP guests left early because there was another event on. And so there's all these empty seats in a lot of the footage of the thing, and they're all at the front. So it's a bit like, it's a shame. I just feel like it didn't grasp what it was meant to be. Yeah. And it could have been,
that's where I take my hat off to George and Carmen, where they always put in such an effort with these sorts of...
I think they were part of the people that left.
Really?
Yeah.
George has a right to leave.
Every VIP guest left.
Really?
Yeah. No, there was the friends and family stayed and they were all in the back. It's it was a real shame.
Okay, I get this. At the same time, coming from think about how hectic GP week was for us, and think about how many events there were on one night.
This is this is historic. There's give and take, and that should have been planned for. They would have known that was happening.
Yeah.
And I just think it was very disrespectful. Look, I don't think F1 Academy is actually respected enough within the F1 world. I think there is a level of respect, and we see that on social media, and then we don't see anything else because there's nothing else, and they're the really planned moments.
Yeah.
And that's the issue right now. So it's going to be so important that this series comes out.
Yeah.
How it's going to play out, I can't wait to watch it.
I know. I think it's going to be
a little bit nervy to watch it, but
yeah, I'm also excited that it's actually going to come out.
if it doesn't do well, I'm going to be so disappointed.
my gosh.
We just did an interview with Chloe Grant, by the way, last week. Definitely listen to that.
And she was that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that it's actually going to come out because she was saying she was that first pool of F1 Academy. They got all this footage and then they didn't actually release
any of it.
the doco, which is a bummer.
And no one knew that she did F1 Academy.
Yeah,
She said it was just like,
which I think is such a bummer. But I'm like, there was obviously teething issues, but it's not to say like it's not fair. But I'm excited to watch it. I think it's May 27th or 28th that it comes out. So everyone, please watch it.
Yeah.
Please watch it.
It'll be an interesting one to see.
And final one of my news, I don't know if you saw one of the broadcasts over the weekend, they were interviewing Isack Hadjar. And
Our favourite now.
yeah, our favourite, gosh, he's great. And they were asking
on a
him,
360.
yeah,
180.
absolute 180. And they were asking him, where do you see yourself? I feel like Pierre Gasly, listen and learn. They're like, where do you see yourself finishing? And he was like, P10, no, P9. P9 is like the goal. That would be dope. He's like, that would be dope, P9 for end of season, for Drivers' Champion. And I was like, yes, Isack. Do you know what? I want that to happen. Isack Hadjar, I'm watching you. I'm listening. P9.
Realistic
P9.
expectations. But
Very
also
realistic expectation.
Again, if you don't manifest it,
won't
if you don't
happen.
aim for the top and you don't train for the top, you're never going to get to the top.
And extremely realistic. Unlike you, Pierre Gasly.
But what if I said to you, we're going to be the number one podcast in the world and beat everyone else? And that was
I think it can happen, but like maybe not next year or this year,
Watch this.
Manifest, but like realistically manifest.
And to help us get there, make sure that you quickly get this podcast a little like and subscribe.
Subscribe, all of
Thank
the
you
above.
very much.
Patty's social corner.
corner.
Well, we can't start off the social corner without the biggest news in the F1 world.
Lily.
And no, not Oscar's girlfriend. Lily.
Or Alex's girlfriend.
Verstappen.
There's a lot of Lilies around the F1 world now.
Yeah. Lily Verstappen PK.
Or
PK
as
Verstappen.
Christian Horner likes to say, a racehorse.
The racehorse, yes. So
I
obviously
think he would say that.
This weekend, Max was not at Media Day, which we were like, obviously Lily loves her dad so much that she was like, I'm going to be born, so you miss Media Day.
Oh no. And then he came back and any media he did, he was just beaming ear to ear. I've never seen Max smile so much during interviews.
Honestly, but it's so funny because having gone through labour, and granted they are in a very different position, I'm sure they have all the help in the world, but I would be really angry at Peter if he left me to go and race.
Would you?
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't care.
Nah, once you go through it, then you would understand.
But it's so like stock standard. Like that's what it used to be.
I know it's stock standard.
like-
I know it's
that's
stock
what it
standard
used
in
to
their
be.
industry, but having
in
gone
life,
through this,
it's only a recent thing that the male actually stays. That's maybe I'm old school. I mean, I was born and my dad went to the footy.
yeah, I mean, having gone through it, those like 3 days, they have a lot of help, and they would have like all the nurses and people in the world to help.
She's also
them,
had a baby
all the
before.
money. Yeah. And look, obviously it's a very unique.
He'd be on his jet
situation.
right now back to Monaco.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe that he actually was already in Miami getting ready for Media Day, and then he quickly jetted back to Monaco, and he was there for he said a few days, but apparently it was only 24 hours.
Well, I want to know as well, was he when
to have the power of the Monaco, your own private jet.
Yeah. I'm intrigued to know when she was born exactly and how everything. I mean, obviously we won't know, and that's
that's not our knowledge to know. But a lot of people saying, imagine if they called her Senna after Ayrton Senna, because it was
she was born on his
anniversary of his accident.
Yeah.
Which obviously you don't want to have that negative connotation, but as in a legend passed and a legend is born. Really.
Yeah, I know it is. It is interesting, that one. Baby Senna.
Could have been cute, but also
do we know her middle name? Lily Senna?
Nah.
Lily Senna,
I think
Verstappen, PK.
They're
You
such
can't have more
private
iconic.
people, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever going to know that.
Yeah, so we will never know. But congratulations,
I loved when
Max.
Yuki like sent that video message. She's like, "Hey, daddy."
Hey, daddy.
And then the F1 admin on social media and the Red Bull admin were all posting like, "Daddy Max,
Daddy Max, and
Daddy Max."
Every interview, like, congratulations. Oh, thank you. And then he just like skipped the question because he's obviously not going to talk about anything. But big congrats to you guys. Hey, did you see the Rhode event?
I saw photos. So explain Rhode to our listeners if they've got no idea what Rhode means.
Yes, maybe some of the male listeners.
Not a actual road on the street.
No, Rhode, Rhode, is Hailey Bieber's beauty brand, I guess.
And so if you're wondering who Hailey Bieber is, she is
Justin Bieber's
wife, but she's also a model and a nepo baby of Stephen Baldwin.
Yes, Alec Baldwin's niece.
Yes.
She's Alec Baldwin's niece.
Yes.
So she has her beauty brand, Rhode. It is pretty successful. They're very well known for their lip glosses. And earlier on this year, Alex, who is Charles' girlfriend, she became an ambassador for Rhode. And then she co-hosted the event. So there was a big Rhode event at throughout Miami
Rhode's
GP
been really
week.
smart in tapping into their marketing with a lot of the F1 wags and sort of drumming up the attention there because they know that these girls are watched and hot and stylish. So Rhode's doing really well. So yeah, they had like a little social event and they were all like posing in the car or like, ooh, I'm so hot. But it was like the talk, if you're not on TikTok, it was the talk of the town on TikTok.
Like Kylie Jenner was there.
Everyone was just like, oh my God, look at this F1 partnership with Rhode in Miami. Like that was drumming up news.
It was. And it looked like a lovely event.
Yeah.
But I think that's all we got for the social corner. Cute.
Okay. Sorry, we've just had a little break because we've just been sent some information and we'll have to post this on our stories. But if you can see this, if you're watching this on YouTube, it is a photo of two guys sitting on the corner where Oscar Piastri had his disastrous turn at the Australian Grand Prix and lost everything. And it's two guys sitting there they're rugged up, they're in lawn chairs, and they've got a TV set up and they are watching the Grand Prix and watching Oscar win.
From Albert Park, I love it.
That's
iconic.
It's iconic and it's keen.
That's what we should have done in the end. No, it was too cold outside.
How'd they even get that working?
It's bloody cold outside.
But how'd they get that working with like Wi-Fi and... Impressive.
Very impressive.
God, love that. Anyway, what are we discussing?
Miami GP, baby.
The race is on. Oh, it's already been on.
I want to start with the best arrival to media day. My favourite. Little Leo Leclerc.
Who?
Leo.
Who?
Leo Leclerc.
Who?
Charles Leclerc's dog.
Oh.
His little dash hound.
What were you saying?
Leo Leclerc.
For everyone that speaks English, Leo.
Leo Leclerc. Oh, he's just prancing around, looking so cute, arriving. Intrigued to know they would have flown private, I guess.
Yeah, they would have. That's what I thought that when I saw that they had the dog there, they would have flown private. It's so easy to take your dog with you.
Take your dog with you.
Maybe they're on Max's jet.
Did you see the team garages as well?
Yes, so they renamed all the garages after, so the F1 movie's coming out very, very soon, and all the garages were named after the soundtrack, which...
No, different singers.
Yeah, different singers in the soundtrack.
That feature in the movie.
Fucking epic.
Epic. Ed Sheeran, Rose.
They've got Dom Dollar, he made a song. Oh my God, there's a million others. I can't think of them
right now. I've gone blank.
I've gone completely blank, but oh my God, it looked so good. Yeah. We even had Rose, she waved the checkered flag. Is it Rose? I
think because it's got an accent on it.
If you're wondering who that is, she's the one that sings
We've been singing it all morning.
She waves the checkered flag for the sprint as well. Yeah.
Speaking of sprint.
Yep.
Pole. Congratulations, Kimi Antonelli. Youngest pole sitter ever.
I know. Cool. I was really sad that he didn't win, though.
I know.
Really
such a bummer.
I was happy for Lewis Hamilton being on the podium there, but it was such a bummer that Kimi missed out on that opportunity.
So it doesn't always feel like a real podium, but yeah.
It doesn't. I mean, Lando, he won the sprint, and I feel like he just didn't really care and didn't celebrate because he's like, it's not the main race.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like they're like, okay, noted, moving on.
Bye. Yeah.
Noted, moving on.
Did you remember it was a sprint as well? I feel feel like I always forget it's a sprint. I need to start checking the schedule a little bit better.
Yeah, I always forget, but then I actually watched it live because...
Oh, because it was at a good time, wasn't it?
No,
I missed it completely.
It was at like 2:30, 2:40 because there was delays. But yeah, I went out and then got home,
right, you drunkenly
had a late
watched
night, and then I watched it in bed and I was like half asleep, but I definitely fell asleep towards the end of it. Yeah. But it started raining and Charles Leclerc crashed in the formation lap. So that was a bit of a bummer. He was out. But yeah, it was a bummer. I think because it was raining and maybe Kimi's still... You know, he's getting used to the car. He hasn't got that same sort of skill that some of the other drivers, you know, have. So he didn't convert it into a win, but that's all right. You know,
that's all right. He got a pole, and that was pretty damn impressive, regardless.
Very impressive.
And then because from that, then he obviously, well, not because of that, but then during qualifying, he did exceptionally well, Kimi. So it was good to see. Like he's got the,
which is why he deserves a documentary.
He's got the energy. I mean, Oscar wasn't doing that in his first 6 races when he started. I mean, look at Oscar now. He is still world champion.
World champion!
Currently.
Yeah.
Not officially. But, you know, Oscar wasn't doing what Kimi was doing. Kimi's going to be scary to the other guys. I reckon they're probably all feeling a little bit threatened.
Kimi out-qualified Russell.
I think they're all like, this guy's still at school.
Yeah.
He's still doing his math homework.
Kimi out-qualified George Russell. Need I say more?
Who's the number one driver? I mean, obviously George is for like points position-wise, but in terms of fan base...
I mean, Kimi's ahead of Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, I know.
It's wild.
But Lewis Hamilton is just so fucking over Ferrari. Like, the fact that he said on camera, on the radio during the race of the Miami Grand Prix, that he thinks that Ferrari is obviously just, are you guys still going back to your tea break?
Yeah.
Like, things like that. Oh, I'll just let him pass through again.
Awkward.
He is frustrated. He is like, excuse me, I am a 7.5 world champion and I've come to your team and you are being shit. And it's like Ferrari has had this moment of, they looked like they were getting there towards the end of last year and everyone was kind of like, oh, there's hope. And then they just went backwards. They went back to that stupid Ferrari strategy that we saw a year and a half, 2 years ago, where nothing was working, the tyre strategy sucked, the communication sucked, everything was just not on par. I mean, you as a diehard Ferrari, how are you feeling?
I literally said to you before, so this week we don't have a race. Next week we're in Italy for Emilia-Romagna, and I said to Elle, I'm like, honestly...
Imola, for anyone that needs to...
Imola. I said to Elle, I was
English
like,
translation.
If Ferrari isn't on the podium, like I am so... No, I shouldn't say that. I was like, I'm tempted to burn my Ferrari merch.
No, you can't burn.
Sorry, I wouldn't burn it. But honestly, like my patience is incredibly thin. I don't know what I will do. But it will not be good. It will not be good. It will not be good. I'm over it. I genuinely thought that they had a chance of not winning constructors. Well, I mean, I had wishful thinking of them winning constructors, but at least coming second, and I don't even know where they're going to be. At this point, there's more chance that Williams beats them in the constructors.
Oh, I think Williams will. I think Williams is doing exceptionally well when we think about where Williams was at the start of last year. I mean, granted, they also had Logan Sargent, so they weren't doing that well with that, as we all knew. But in terms of a team, they were just not performing and everything was going wrong. Obviously, Alex Albon has also had some issues, but overall, without those DNFs, they are doing well.
Alex finished 5th today.
Yeah. And Carlos was in the points as well, I'm pretty sure. So
there was just an incident at the end of the race with him and Lewis, which is being investigated for. But
I actually just saw on our phone before. I think they've just come to a conclusion, so we'll have a look at that in a second. But yeah, they're doing really well, Williams. They're making that comeback. I mean, but this is what James Vowles said. He said, no, we are designing the car for 2026. That is when Williams is going to come back. And I think we are seeing that proof in the pudding. He is an excellent team principal and leader for that team. He is doing a fantastic job. He's doing a fantastic job. The whole Williams history and family would be really excited to see that come back.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Go Williams!
Go Williams. But yeah, I think it was an epic race. 4 DNFs, Jack out at the beginning. Who else? We saw Ollie DNF. We saw Bortoleto DNF. Who was the fourth?
Lawson
DNF as well. But it was a great race.
It's sad to see that pink car destroyed.
At one point, Verstappen was leading, and then Oscar Piastri overtook him. Yeah, and then so did Lando.
Around lap 17, there was an epic battle between Oscar and Max. That was really, really well done. And then Oscar just squeezed him out so well and expertly. Max couldn't even complain about it. And then Lando and Max, when they were fighting, that's when you were still driving here. But they both went off the track. And
I'm pretty sure Lando gave Max the finger.
Yeah, and Lando had to give the spot back to Max, obviously. Yeah. But he did it in probably not the best spot because then it allowed the gap to increase too much. However, then there was obviously a safety car situation and Max got gained on by George Russell, who put a 10-second time difference.
Yep. So have a shit one, Max.
I mean, the McLarens were so far in front anyway.
They were.
It was just like, you can't beat them at the moment.
Yeah, you can't beat them. And Max started complaining about his tyres and this and this. I was like, calm down. It's okay to lose sometimes.
Oh, yeah, he was trying to get George, like, on a yellow flag as well, being like... that I saw actually just on Instagram before that battle has been lost.
Yeah.
Max was trying to get his third place back because he said that George didn't slow down for a yellow flag. Anyway, it has been proved now wrong that he in fact did slow down for that yellow flag.
So there you go. But it was a pretty epic race.
It was a great race. There was always something happening. Great entertainment throughout the whole F1 weekend as well.
Great entertainment.
Miami did not disappoint.
No, the only thing that I was saying to Elle this morning was I feel like, again, I always take my hat off to the Oz GP team because they do such an incredible job to include everyone.
Yeah.
Even though it's hard to get tickets. But, like, you see the grandstands are obviously full, but the grounds are full. Like, there's so much going on in the GA areas. Miami, it just looked like the grandstands were full, but then there was so many empty space. Like, it's like they don't want to cater for the GA.
Look, I think the hard thing with Miami is it's definitely a celebrity fanfare. When Liberty bought F1,
so many celebrities
they said... okay, we need to tackle into the Chinese and the American market. That's where the fans and that's where the money is. Now, they have seen a huge revenue increase of having Joe Guan Yu within the F1 circuit. Obviously, he's not racing at the moment, but he is picked to go to Cadillac next year, which would be interesting.
And he's a reserve driver for Ferrari now.
Be interesting because that is, obviously an American team.
We picked it.
And with everything going on between China and America. Also more interesting. But... the other one was, okay, we need to tackle America. And how do they do that? They make it a fan-based race. Not a fan-based race, a celebrity-based race. It's a media circus. It's exactly like Vegas. It's supposed to be glitz and glam. It's not an easy one to get to. The stadium's actually not easy to get to. If you are in Miami, there's no parking. You have to get certain free shuttles and then walk. There was also rain. You're not allowed umbrellas at that circuit. There's a lot of different factors.
Which is like so typical Miami weather. Obviously, there's always rain.
Based around the Dolphins Stadium, and that's where the paddock is. That's where people go and sit. There's the stadium is pretty much the fan zone, and it's combined with the paddock, so it's it's a hard one.
It is a hard one, but we were saying as well today, like the podium was epic. It looked really good.
Oh, the podium looked great, really clean, loved it.
And what did you want to tell me about the drivers?
Oh, okay. Now,
I've seen it.
Pat has seen this. Okay, can we do red flag, green flag? I need to make this my green.
Okay, do you have a random moment of the week?
No, I don't. Do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah, okay, we're just skipping random moment of the week because there's been enough said, but we're going red flag, green flag.
All right, well, you go first.
Red flag, I was sick all last week and I'm probably a little bit nasally, so that sucks. But green flag, the driver's parade. Holy moly, was it good. F1 literally said, what happens if we put all these gaming nerds who love to drive and are all young men in giant life-size Lego cars and go around the track? And the smiles on their fucking faces was brilliant. Lewis Hamilton, he's been racing since he was like 2 in F1.
Basically.
Since 1950. And he even said that was the best driver's parade he's ever done. The smiles on these guys' faces. Lando just looked like he was
a little kid in a candy shop.
Oh my God. It was funny to see some of them with their headphones on, because usually they do the driver's parade and that's where they'll use to like get into like their zone. Alex Albon had his big headphones on. Lewis Hamilton still had his AirPods in, but he was smiling from ear to ear because you just couldn't not. Carlos and Alex Albon had a little tiff about who got to drive. Carlos got into the driver's seat and Alex was actually doing an interview for, I think it was Sky News.
Yeah.
And he stopped it because he saw Carlos in the front seat. He goes, no. It's the tallest driver actually gets to drive first. And Carlos was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Oh.
And Alex was like, well, you look like Donkey Kong sitting in the front. Get in the back. I'm driving. Like that. They were fighting over who got to drive. The only one that looked crap was Lance Stroll, just sitting on the side and just going like this. Like he wasn't even sitting in the seat. He needed to be seen, not as a second driver in the back. Oh my God, it was brilliant. That was...
Well, I just saw before Carmen, so George's girlfriend, she posted on her Instagram a photo and she's like, George's phone after the parade, he's obviously dropped it. It's cracked everywhere.
Yeah.
So... he had a very good time.
Yeah. I mean, Max was like, I think they need to clear the track. There's Lego everywhere because they kept on bashing into each other. They were essentially just having go-karts made out of Lego and having a lot of fun.
So good.
Yeah. That was so well done. I don't know how they're going to top that. That was a lot of fun.
I don't think they will.
No. What about you? Red flag, green flag?
My red flag for the week, I don't know if people saw on my personal social media. I went to the gym. I then was sitting there because there's like a co-working space. I was sitting doing some work and I was like, what is that smell? I'd literally been there for an hour. I'd walked up around the gym and I'm sitting and I was sitting on a stool and my foot was like rubbing up against a stool. And then when I got a tea, looked down and I was like, is that me? And I thought it was dirt. There was dog shit everywhere. There was dog shit all on the stool. There was dog shit on the floor. It was all in my sneakers. I had to go and like clean it. It took me so long to clean it, like get in the grooves and clean it. Then when I got to my car, there was...
nothing worse than trying to get the grooves.
Oh my God, I know. And then when I got to my car, there was a parking fine. And then yesterday I was trying to write to the council being like, I've written a letter. Saying that the reason I was late to my car was because I stood in dog shit. But I'm like, the city council's there sneaky. I like you go and appeal it and then it's like web page not found. And I'm like, I just want to appeal the fine. And like,
web page not found. Really?
Yep.
Oh, I appeal my fines all the time.
Yep. I like click appeal and then it's like, oh, error. I'm like, of course they make it tricky. So I'm going to try again and again. If not, I'm going to call them.
I just email them, write my appeal that way.
Yeah, I think you have to literally do like either pay or appeal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I should maybe try and email them. But my green flag for the week, there's this place called Zita's Focacceria in South Yarra. And I've been twice in the last week. I went with an old work friend and then I went with Peter and the Mush yesterday.
Where is it?
It was very sunny. It's on Tarak Road.
Oh, is that the focaccia place like near Francois?
Yep. Yeah, across the road from Francois.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go there.
Yeah, well, we should go. I'll go for a third time. I've been twice in the last week. I will actually go now because I'm actually quite hungry. If you want to go.
Okay.
That's my red flag. My green flag. No race this weekend.
No race this weekend. But that's okay. And we have some interviews coming as well. We've got two interviews that we've got this week, which I think people are going to really like. They're two really different perspectives on F1 Live.
Yes. Yeah. Two exciting interviews.
And then I go to Vietnam this Sunday as well. So I'll be away for the week.
Yep.
So if you're wondering who you're chatting to on social media, it probably won't be me this week. It will be
me,
Pat, which is me telling Pat that she is doing social media this week.
I mean, typically, like I speak to people in different ways. You do more like messages.
If you're messaging the account,
9 times out of 10, it's
yeah.
Every now and then, it's me too.
Yeah. Which I think people know that it's like whenever they message, they expect it's me because sometimes then they message my personal one instead.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Thank you.
Which is fine. I write like crap, so that's why I think people know it's me. I think they just expect that. But if we have a huge Argentinian fan base, and I don't know if they're listening. But
Te queremos mucho, Argentina.
Pat is the only one that can speak to them because I am not bilingual.
I'm actually quadrilingual.
Sorry.
Chill out. Nah, I'm rusty now. But anyway, yeah, you're in Vietnam and then we're in it's a triple header, baby. We're jetting off to Europe. Not we, F1 is. So yeah, Imola, then we're in Barcelona and then we're in Monaco.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good. So yeah, maybe it's good that we've got a bit of a break because then we've got the triple header.
I love a triple header. Makes things very
exciting.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, that's all we got time for this week. Have another sip of St. Ali.
That would be cold by now, but we're going to have some more.
There's like nothing in here anyway, let's be real.
Thank you, St. Ali, for the little pick-me-up for this episode and for getting up and watching the F1 race. All right, make sure you like subscribe, and
follow. All the above. I'm like
leave a review
my coffee
as
cup.
well. Like, it is amazing to me that, you know, over 50% of people that listen to our podcast every week are not subscribed.
I know, you must subscribe.
Like, guys, if you want to keep seeing quality content,
subscribe.
All right.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Bye.
Bye.